This is a presentation concerning former Republican President William McKinley and his connection to the Progressive Era, by Andrew Coviello, Midory, Montes, Brienne, Taylor, and Leslie Ponce. The main point of contention surrounding the elections of 1896 and 1900 was none other than Republican presidential candidate William McKinley, who twice in a row defeated his numerous populist opponents until his assassination in 1901. His position was known as the Free Silver Movement. So, in reality, the history of this conflict recalls a story passed down through generations, the laborer versus the rich man. The elections are an allegory, one of class struggle, that continues to reappear throughout history. There was contention, particularly due to a policy standard regarding the devaluation of silver. It is written that McKinley's setting for success mainly revolved around the faults of the opposition's ideas. A history archive from that period recalls that laborers feared the free silver idea as much as their bosses. While inflation would help the debt-ridden, mortgage-paying farmers, it could hurt the wage-earning, rent-paying factory workers. In a sense, the election came down to a city versus country. The free coinage of silver was one of the staples that attached William Jennings Bryan to any sort of relevance. Bryan wanted the United States to use silver to back the dollar at a value that would inflate the prices farmers received for their crops, easing their debt burden. In many ways, the elections of 1896 and 1900 were definitive in the context of the Progressive Era. A historical recount for Britannica explains that progressivism was a response of various groups to problems raised by the rapid industrialization and urbanization that followed the Civil War. These problems included the spread of slums and poverty, the exploitation of labor, the breakdown of democratic government in the cities and states caused by the emergence of political organizations, or machines, allied with business interests and a rapid movement toward financial and industrial concentration. A fact that can attest to McKinley's priorities lies in a phenomenon known notoriously as the Oregon land fraud scandal. It is written that President McKinley appointed Oregon U.S. Federal District Attorney John Hall to investigate land fraud. However, instead of prosecuting the fraudulent land companies, Hall used his knowledge to blackmail them and was later found guilty of the charges. Therefore, there is remarkable evidence that these elections are not only instrumental in defining the Progressive Era, but also that McKinley was the bane of it.
William McKinley made way for a dominant Republican fourth-party system. His unique governing style was first displayed during this volatile Progressive Era. McKinley's election lived through both the third and fourth party systems of the Republican Party, both of which are obsolete in modern times due to the formation of an updated bicameral voting system. Despite this, McKinley's furnishing of the Progressive Era Republican Party is theorized to have supported the future structure of the modern conservative Republican Party. McKinley followed the opinion of the public, which greatly impacted the way he wrote policy and applied himself in the White House. McKinley's campaign gave way for a more reformed version of the Republican Party. Instead of following the norm, McKinley represented himself as the vox populi, Latin for people's voice, which is a common argument used for political candidates in the modern age. William McKinley also annexed Hawaii, now a state in the Union, by passing a bill which made the island part of the United States. He also had a huge influence in the Spanish-American War. Thank you for watching our presentation on the Progressive Era from 1896 to 1900.